Echo of defiance. The stars looked different from the observation deck of the Hermes. Captain Nadia Vega pressed her palm against the transparent aluminum viewport, her dark eyes reflecting the distant glow of the Epsilon Eridani system. After 4 months in deep space, her crew of 15 had reached the boundary of what humanity considered safe territory. Earth was a distant memory now, a pale blue dot lost among billions. "Captain, you need to see this." Lieutenant Marcus Kim's voice crackled through her comm unit. The tension in his voice made her blood run cold. Vega moved swiftly through the corridors of humanity's most advanced deep space vessel. The Hermes wasn't a warship. It was a scientific marvel equipped with the experimental quantum resonance array, designed to detect gravitational anomalies across vast distances. If successful, it would revolutionize how humans navigated the stars. The bridge hummed with nervous energy as she entered. "Report," she ordered, sliding into her command chair. The QRA detected something massive approaching from Sector 7, Kim said, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "We thought it was an instrumentation error at first, but..." He projected the readings onto the main view screen. Vega's breath caught. The quantum resonance array was detecting hundreds, no, thousands, of objects moving in perfect formation. The data stream showed energy signatures unlike anything in human records. "First contact," whispered Dr. Imani Okafor, the ship's xenobiologist. After all these centuries, Vega felt the weight of history on her shoulders. Humanity had spread to a dozen star systems, but never encountered intelligent alien life. Until now. "Open all communication channels," she ordered. "Standard first contact protocols." For 3 hours, they'd broadcast peace messages on every conceivable frequency. The approaching fleet maintained its course, silent and ominous. "They're accelerating," Kim reported suddenly. "Impact in 8 minutes. "Evasive maneuvers," Vega shouted. "Prepare the quantum jump drive." The Hermes shuddered as its engines strained against physics. Too late. The first energy blast struck before they could escape, tearing through the ship's shields like they were gossamer. "Direct hit to engineering," Chief Engineer Takashi reported over the alarms. "Jump drive is offline." Vega gripped her command console as reality settled in. They were going to die here, but Earth needed to know what was coming. "Lieutenant Kim, initiate emergency protocol Omega. Send everything we have through the quantum entanglement transmitter." Kim worked frantically as the ship broke apart around them. "What message, Captain?" Vega looked at the alien armada on the screen, their incomprehensible ships now visible. Massive crystalline structures that seemed to bend light around them. "One word," she said calmly as explosions rocked the deck. "Terra." It was humanity's ancient name for Earth, and now it would serve as both warning and rallying cry. "Transmission complete," Kim announced as the lights failed. In the darkness, his console glowed with one final confirmation before another blast hit. The alien fleet, warships of the Sulfuri Collective, continued firing until nothing remained of the Hermes but scattered atoms. The Sulfuri commander, a being of living crystal and neural plasma, registered satisfaction. The unknown vessel had been eliminated before it could alert others to their presence. "Scan the debris," the commander ordered through thought transmission. "Commander," one of the Sulfuri officers reported moments later, "we detected an unusual quantum signature just before the vessel's destruction, an entangled particle transmission. Contents: a single word, Terra." The commander didn't understand the meaning, but soon, very soon, the entire Sulfuri Collective would learn to fear it. Admiral Helena Zhao was reviewing personnel reports when the quantum alert sounded. Her quiet morning at Earth Defense Command ended instantly. "What's happening?" she demanded, striding into the command center. Commander Jackson pointed at the main holographic display. "We just received an emergency quantum transmission from the Hermes, Admiral." Zhao felt her stomach drop. The Hermes was testing new technology at Epsilon Eridani, over 10 light-years away. A conventional transmission would take years. Only the experimental quantum entanglement device could send an instant message, but it was supposed to be in the testing phase. "Show me," she ordered. The display showed a burst of compressed data, followed by a single word, Terra. Then nothing. "Is this confirmed?" Zhao asked, her voice steady despite the dread building within her. "Yes, Admiral. The quantum signature matches Captain Vega's encryption key." The transmission ended abruptly, and we've lost all contact with the Herms. Zhao closed her eyes briefly. Nadia Vega had been one of her most promising officers. "Initiate Protocol Thermopylae," she said quietly. The command center erupted into controlled chaos. Protocol Thermopylae, named after the ancient battle where a few stood against many, was the contingency plan for potentially extinction-level threats. It had been created after Earth nearly destroyed itself in the resource wars 80 years ago. "Recall all deep space vessels," Zhao ordered. "Every explorer, every mining ship, every colony transport, everything back to Sol immediately. Activate the planetary defense grid and alert the colonies on Mars and Europa." "What about Titan and the Jovian settlements?" Jackson asked. "Everyone. And contact Dr. Elias Chen at Quantum Defense Research. Tell him we're implementing the kills across the solar system." Humanity's scattered ships received the recall codes and turned toward home. Colony outposts went into high alert, and on Earth itself, the massive shield generators that had lain dormant for decades began powering up. Dr. Elias Chen stood in his laboratory beneath the lunar surface, staring at the quantum field projections with bloodshot eyes. He hadn't slept in 3 days. "Will it work?" Admiral Zhao asked from the doorway. Chen ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "In theory. We've never tested it at this scale." On the holographic display, a complex network of energy fields surrounded Earth like a glowing web. The Achilles Protocol, Chen's life's work, would turn the planet's defense grid into a quantum reflector, theoretically capable of turning any energy weapon back on itself. "The Xalfori fleet will be here in 5 days, Zhao said. "I need better than theories." Chen nodded grimly. He'd reviewed the limited data from the Hermes transmission. The aliens, the Xalfori, possessed technology far beyond humanity's, but their energy signatures suggested a vulnerability. "Their weapon systems create quantum fluctuations that we might exploit," he explained, "if we can synchronize our reflector field to their frequency." "How long to implement?" 4 days, if we use every quantum engineer in the system." Zhao nodded. "Do it." As Chen gathered his team, Zhao returned to command. The planetary defense fleet, 300 ships of varying sizes and capabilities, had assembled in Earth orbit. It wasn't enough, not against what the Herms had encountered. "Commander Jackson," she called, "prepare the stealth reconnaissance squadron. I want eyes on the approaching fleet." The squadron, 15 ships with experimental cloaking technology, departed within hours, accelerating toward the outer system, where the Xalfori would likely emerge from FTL travel. Captain Aisha Rahman led the squadron from her ship, the Shadow. As they reached the orbit of Neptune, her sensors officer detected the first signs. "Contact, Captain." Multiple signatures emerging from FTL. Rahman watched her display as the Xalfori fleet appeared, over 1,000 ships, arranged in a formation that reminded her of a crystalline lattice. The aliens moved with precision that suggested either incredible discipline or a hive mind. "Hold position," she ordered her squadron. "Passive scans only." For 12 hours, they observed the alien armada. The Xalfori appeared to be conducting systematic scans of the system, moving inexorably toward Earth. "Send everything we've gathered back to command," Rahman said, "and prepare the quantum disruptors." Back on Earth, Dr. Chen received the reconnaissance data with growing excitement. "Their ship architecture," he told Admiral Zhao, pointing to the scans. "It's based on crystalline quantum structures, similar to our reflector technology, but vastly more advanced." "Can we use that against them?" Zhao asked. Chen's eyes gleamed. We can do better than that. We can talk to them. Terra Invicta. Captain Ramen's squadron maintained their stealth observation for another day before the Xalfori detected them. It wasn't clear how. Their cloaking technology should have been undetectable, but suddenly the alien ships changed formation, surrounding the hidden human vessels. They found us, Ramen's sensor officer reported. Energy buildup in multiple enemy vessels. Ramen made a split-second decision. All ships, activate quantum disruptors, then scatter. Pattern Omega. Get the data back to Earth. The disruptors weren't weapons, but research tools designed to create localized quantum field disturbances. As they activated, something unexpected happened. The closest Xalfori ships faltered, their crystalline structures briefly destabilizing. They're vulnerable to quantum interference, Ramen realized. All ships, focus disruptors on the lead vessels. For 30 minutes, the human squadron darted between the massive alien ships, their disruptors creating havoc in the Xalfori formation. 3 alien vessels were completely disabled before the Xalfori adapted. The counterattack was devastating. 8 human ships destroyed in seconds. Ramen ordered the survivors to jump to emergency coordinates. As her ship, the Shadow, prepared to jump, Ramen intercepted a strange transmission between Xalfori vessels, not directed at humans, but between themselves. The universal translator struggled, but managed to decode fragments. Not like the others. Resistance unexpected. Quantum resonance similar to the ancient enemy. The Shadow jumped to safety moments before it would have been destroyed, carrying vital intelligence back to Earth. Dr. Chen pored over Ramen's data, particularly the intercepted Xalfori communication. The ancient enemy, he muttered. They're afraid of something. Admiral Zhao looked skeptical. They destroyed the Herms without warning and nearly wiped out Ramen's squadron. They don't seem afraid to me. But why are they here? Chen asked. A species this advanced could have settled thousands of star systems. Why come to ours? The answer came from Captain Ramen's final analysis. The Xalfori weren't conquerors. They were refugees. They're running from something, Ramen explained in the emergency council meeting. Something they call the Void. Earth isn't their target. It's just in their path. The Achilles Protocol was nearly ready. Earth's defense grid hummed with energy, creating a barely visible shimmer in the atmosphere. The Xalfori fleet had reached Mars orbit and shown their power by casually obliterating Phobos as a demonstration. We need to communicate with them, Chen insisted. If they're running from something, maybe we can help. Find a solution that doesn't involve them taking our world. Zhao reluctantly agreed. Using technology adapted from the Xalfori communications Ramen had intercepted, they'd broadcast a message. This is Earth Defense Command. We know what pursues you. We can help if you do not make us your enemy. Hours passed with no response. Then, as the alien fleet approached Earth's moon, a transmission came through. The being on the screen was like nothing humans had imagined, a crystalline entity with pulsing neural energy visible within its translucent body. I am Supreme Commander Zhanxar of the Xalfori Collective, the alien said, its words translated into flat mechanical English. You know of the Void. We know you're running, Zhao replied. And we know you destroyed our ship without provocation. The crystalline face showed no expression, but the neural pulses quickened. Your species is primitive. We need your world's unique quantum resonance to shield our journey. Yet we managed to disable 3 of your ships with our primitive technology, Zhao countered. Perhaps we're not as helpless as you think. Silence stretched between them. The Void consumes worlds, Zhanxar finally said. It has followed us across 17 star systems. We cannot stop. We must have your world's resources. Or, Dr. Chen interrupted, stepping into view, we could combine our technologies instead of fighting. The Xalfori commander seemed to study Chen. Explain. Your ships use crystalline quantum structures. Our defense system creates a quantum reflection field. Together, We might create something neither of us could alone, a weapon against this void. Before Janixar could respond, alarms blared. The Sulfuri fleet had launched an attack, massive energy weapons firing on Earth's defense grid. "Activate Achilles," Zhao shouted. Chen's team engaged the system. Around Earth, the quantum reflection field flared brilliantly as it absorbed the alien energy weapons, then redirected them back at the Sulfuri fleet. 7 massive ships exploded instantly. The attack ceased. On the still-open communication channel, Zhangzar's neural patterns pulsed rapidly. "Impossible," the alien commander said. "How did you redirect our gravitic lances?" Chen stepped forward again. "The same way we might help you fight the void, if you stop attacking us and start talking." The next hours were tense. The Sulfuri fleet held position just beyond the moon, while scientists and diplomats from both species began cautious exchanges. Chen's team learned that the void was an entity that consumed quantum energy, the very foundation of Sulfuri technology. "It's not after them specifically," Chen explained to Zhao. "It's drawn to their quantum emissions. That's why they've never been able to escape it. They're essentially leaving a trail of breadcrumbs across the galaxy. And now, they've led it to us," Zhao said grimly. Chen shook his head. "Maybe that's our advantage. The void has never encountered our type of quantum technology before, the reflector field." 3 days later, as Earth's combined human-alien defense force prepared, sensors detected something at the edge of the solar system. A darkness that seemed to consume light itself, moving steadily inward. "The void," Zhangxar confirmed. "It has found us again." Chen's modified Achilles protocol was ready, a massive quantum reflection field that would now encompass the entire solar system, powered by both human and Sulfuri technology. "If this works," Chen told Zhao privately, "it won't just reflect the void's energy consumption, it will trap it in a recursive quantum loop." "And if it doesn't?" Chen didn't answer. They both knew. Extinction. As the void approached Jupiter, they activated the system. The gas giant seemed to shimmer as the quantum field engaged. The darkness paused, then accelerated toward the planet hungrily. "It's working," Chen whispered. "It's taking the bait." The void enveloped Jupiter. Then something extraordinary happened. The quantum field didn't just reflect the void's energy consumption. It reversed it. Jupiter glowed with impossible brightness as the void found itself feeding energy into the planet rather than consuming it. The darkness writhed, trying to escape the trap, but the combined technology held it fast. For 3 hours, the void struggled against the quantum field before collapsing in on itself with a flash of radiation that temporarily blinded every sensor in the system. When the readings cleared, the void was gone. And Jupiter glowed with new energy, its atmosphere swirling with patterns never seen before. On the command deck, humans and Sulfuri stood together in stunned silence. "What happened?" Zhao finally asked. Chen studied the readings in awe. "We didn't destroy it. We transformed it. The quantum reflection field converted its energy consumption into production." Supreme Commander Zanzar's crystalline body pulsed with what might have been emotion. "For 10,000 years, the void has pursued us across the stars. In one day, your species found a solution we never imagined." Zhao looked at the alien commander steadily. "Because you never stopped to ask for help. You just took what you needed and moved on." "The habit of survival," Zhangxar acknowledged. "Perhaps there are better habits to learn." 1 month later, Earth became the center of a new interspecies alliance. The word that had been meant as a warning, Terra, now stood for something else, together for exploration, research, resonance, and alliance. And somewhere in the vast expanse between stars, Captain Nadia Vega's final message continued to echo, a testament to humanity's defiance and ultimate triumph against the darkness.